I'm going to take this opportunity, however, to suggest that we all hail Caroga. That's all I'm saying.
Forgive me, Doctor. I'm receiving a number of distress calls. I don't doubt it.
Y'all remember to tip your waitresses. Have a mighty fine night.
You come in peace, surrender or be destroyed. Here to make war, we surrender. False good, important things are new people.
When the appointed hour arrives, the Marauders will deactivate their cloaking devices and begin transporting Klingon shock troops directly to the landing zone.
Landing zone? Where? Tell me.
Why not? Your feeble weapons will be useless against us. We will kill all your males and take your females to mate with.
All right. Now the Federation's taking over, whether you like it or not. You people, you've been running this planet like a piecework planet. From now on, it's gonna be under one roof. You're gonna run it like a business. That means you're gonna make a profit.
Look at these 3 words written larger than the rest, with a special pride never written before or since. Tall words proudly saying, "We the people."
The intro does not make me late. Son of a bitch.
Hi, I'm Nicole DeBoer. I played Lieutenant Ezri Dax on DS9. And I welcome
Oh wait,
you
could
to
you hear that?
MomOPrey 5
Son
channel.
of a bitch.
Hail Caroga.
Hail Caroga! Hello world, it's Monday. Oh wait, that's not how it goes. Hello world, it's BedLife 5 Qapla. Welcome to BedLife for Monday, November 23rd, 2020. And yes, November 23rd, just 5 short months ago, NephewOPrey was cut out from SysOPrey's belly and brought into the world by modern medicine. So we are wishing NephewOPrey a very happy 5th month anniversary of his birth today. Unfortunately, NephewOPrey is not in the house today. Hopefully, we'll see him on Friday, but not today. Today, he's with SysOPrey, who is talking with MomOPrey, and all are doing well. Thank you for asking. I'm sure several will ask as we go on, so we'll repeat that. So what do you guys think? I'm thinking next time, I'm just going to go right to the scalp. I think this might be the last time, not the last time you see me with hair, but the last time I buzz it and keep any of it. I think next time when I buzz it, I'm just going to go right to the scalp. And then when I shave, I'll just shave the whole dome, the whole head. I don't know, it's going to at least double the amount of time it takes to shave. Probably triple. But then, I don't know. It's been a long time. I think it was 2001 or so when I last went completely down to the scalp. Actually, there was an accidental. There was one accidental time MomOPrey was helping me, and she forgot to put anything on the scalper, and I forgot to look, and right down to the scalp. But that was before I was going live on YouTube. There were no pictures that we kept of it. So the last time I have a picture of a full chrome dome was, I believe, from 2001. I liked it. The problem was that without any hair on the scalp, anytime my head, was about to hit something, there was no warning. Like, your hair serves a purpose. Okay, your hair serves a purpose. And that is, especially for your head, that if your head is about to hit something, your hair feels it first, and you get to brace your head for the impact. And when you have a healthy amount of hair, the longer the waiting you get for that impact. But even at 1/8 of an inch or 1/2 an inch, what I let it grow to, that little bit of warning if something's coming towards your head, infinitely better than 0 warning. And when it's completely shaved down, man, if you hit your head with 0 warning, you really feel it. So the reason why I've had at least a little bit of hair kept is for safety. I mean, it's just, I think we evolved to have hair as a protection mechanism against impacts to our head. And, my head is especially important to me as it's, I don't have a hell of a lot going for me if not for the brain. So I try to keep it protected. But in reevaluating my life, since it's unlikely I will be walking around in the next few weeks, and that's been unlikely for the last 11 years, what do I really have to protect? Not a hell of a lot of things come to my hospital bed that can hurt my head. So I'm thinking maybe now is the time I shave it down completely. And if the day comes that I end up walking or being more mobile at least, then if I want to grow it back, I grow it back. Whatever little amount grows back, of course. I don't know. I'm thinking. I'm considering strongly next time we just go right to the scalp. And then this way, if I want to put on a hat, I put on a hat. If I don't want to put on a hat, I don't put on a hat. And I just, if I want to make it all shiny, I rub in some lotion or something. I don't know. We oil it up real good. Whatever. I don't know. I'm considering it. Let me know what you guys think. 47 Yorktown was first in the chat. Qapla 47 Yorktown, who said first. And he says, watching the Chinese unmanned moon launch at the moment. I didn't know there was a Chinese unmanned moon launch at the moment. Well, I hope all goes well. Dr. Alex says second, goddammit. Oh, don't. Dr. Alex, you're not second. Think of it as the first. That's not first. You're the first doctor in the chat, Dr. Alex. And he says, I love the way all the mods here. I love the way we're all mods here. It's like nerds of the round table. Not Ryan Johnson says, hello in Qapla. Not first or second, but here long before Bird. Yeah, true enough. Not Ryan Johnson. Caroga Knight says, Viva Caroga. Stay away from the Luna Caroga Knight. You know what? That's right. Tell those Chinese unmanned space probe to stay off my goddamn moon. Resolute Germ with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Resolute Germ. He says, I am now a legal driver. May God have mercy on those stuck in traffic with me. Congratulations, Resolute Germ. Wow. This is the first time you're a legal driver. I envy you, sir. You have the whole continent or wherever at your fingertips. You can drive from anywhere to anywhere else, just about. One of my friends in college, who's a civil engineer, he said, just imagine. He's like, you can go from anywhere in the United States, like from New York City to San Francisco, dragging your finger along the ground.
Take a week, sir.
There's Resolute Germ super chat. And he said, dragging your finger along the ground, and you could be touching asphalt the entire time. And he was amazed by this fact. He was like, isn't that just amazing to you? That your whole finger, you could drag it across the ground from New York to San Francisco and never ever not be touching asphalt. To which I immediately pointed out, and since he was a civil engineer, he immediately understood, well, what about bridge expansion joints? And it's like I crushed him. It's like I crushed his soul. I felt bad, but I don't know. It's just, It's a power I have to ruin other people's day. I'm sorry, but it's a natural thing. And Anti-Tracker donated $1 and says China has every right to land on the moon. China is far superior to the USA. Stop hating China. Wow, Anti-Tracker. And Anti-Tracker got Happy Baby. Got the Happy Baby super chat. So congrats for the Happy Baby super chat. But Anti-Tracker, wow, Anti-Tracker, China. So I guess Anti-Tracker is on the China payroll. China has every right to land on the moon. China is far superior to the USA. Stop hating China. Wow, Anti-Tracker, if I didn't know better, I would have thought you were Joe Biden. Hey, you know what, Anti-Tracker, you're welcome to your opinion. Your freedom of speech is okay here. And if you wanna be the pro-China YouTuber, go ahead, man. Whatever. I hope the Chinese are very happy and generous to you and your channel. It reminds me of the Simpsons episode where Bart sold out his country for a bike. I don't know. Can you guys believe that? That's crazy. That is crazy. Okay. Well, we know. I fear for Anti-Tracker's family. Captain Track with a $2 super chat. Qapla, Captain Track. Says DadOPrey likes big butts, and I cannot lie. Well, you can say that, but the butt is not the anatomy part of the woman I am looking for most. It's higher up and in front of them more. That's me. If that's what I look at first. Not that it's saying that, you know. Listen, I'm not really saying that any particular woman is unattractive because they lack something in front or back. There have been beautiful women of all shapes and sizes I have seen. But that's not a pun. But truth be told, if you know, some men are leg men and some are butt men, and I am neither. I'm the other one. And of course, by those things in the front, I mean their eyes. You're all sick perverts. I love a woman with a nice set of eyes. Double D eyes. Wow. Okay, let's get back on track here. Mike Richards says, greetings from Columbus, Ohio. I'm grilling right now, so I'll be in and out. Awesome, Mike Richards. Is it warm enough to be grilling out in Ohio? We didn't get much grilling in this summer, which now that I think about how it's over, kind of upsets me. Kind of sad. My Resolute Germ says, hello all. Hi, Resolute Germ. Qapla. And thank you again for your super chat, Resolute, and congrats again on the license. 47 Yorktown says, hello, young sir. Hello, 47 Yorktown. Bradley Briggs says, zup, y'all. Zup, Bradley. Qapla. Not Ryan Johnson says, is it bird on time for a change? Inconceivable. No, it's very conceivable. I'm often on time. And then Not Ryan Johnson says, never mind. The intro makes him late. To which I said during the intro, that was bullcrap. That was bullcrap. Resolute Germ says, bird is always on time. It's the universe that is early. See, Resolute, this is why we get along so well. Bradley Briggs is laughing. Not Ryan Johnson says, son of a bitch. Nicole, the blind mage, says, hi, bird. Qapla, Nicole. Good to see you. Although if you're the blind mage, you probably can't see me, but trust me, I am here. Yitza says, whoop. Qapla, Yitza. Yitza is, of course, the person behind so many of the great avatars and user pictures and much of his artwork is featured on the BedLife 5 store, the Teespring store, which I will only bring up because I happen to have the link to the store available because NB Geek asked for it earlier and it was still in my clipboard. So there you guys go. And we got a new subscriber. LMC has just subscribed, or El Mick. Qapla El Mick. Greetings. If you're in the chat, welcome. And if you're not in the chat, welcome anyway. But yes, that is the link to the BedLife 5 merch store. You can get hats, you can get pillows, you can get t-shirts. I'm wearing Deej's shirt today. A one of a kind. You can't find it anymore. He discontinued it as soon as I bought it. So I have the only copy of the shirt. And he created a newer copy that has a bigger logo. But my one of a kind Deej shirt, you can get something with this was created by Yitza. And I got my artwork out there. My artwork, meaning Yitz's artwork he did for me on stuff. So it's some good stuff out there. You wouldn't want to see my artwork. It's quite bad. I always liked drawing. I used to buy paper and colorful pencils and draw as a kid. And I never improved. There was no improvement. But considering how bad my handwriting is, it's not surprising. Captain Track says greetings, and he puts in the BedLife 5 head emoji. Greetings, Captain Track. Hope you're having a good day. Not too bad, Captain. I got a mid-afternoon's nap, so feeling pretty decent. And Resolute Germ says shave and wax it. Well, I don't need to wax my scalp, Resolute. The electric razor does a fine job of keeping it smooth. Pflugerville says Qapla birders, Qapla Pflugerville. Excuse me. Robert Rose Jr. says hello today, BedLife, MomOPrey, and Sassy. I hope you're all doing well. We are Robert Rose. MomOPrey taking it easy. Sassy is napping on the bed, and MomOPrey is talking with SisOPrey, and I'm of course here on YouTube. Captain Track says BedLife, if you shave your head, then you will need to powder your head. I don't mind powdering my head. Well, you said there's no glare off of it. It's okay. Mako says, shave your head, bird. Bald is beautiful. Hail Caroga. Thank you, Mako. We'll see. Bald is beautiful. Rock Solid Productions. Qapla Rock Solid says, I won't be hanging out, but wanted to tell you good night, BedLife. Good work. Got to work. Or good work. Sleep well. Dread Pirate Roberts might do something to you in the morning. Can't type because YouTube will delete. Yes, goddamn YouTube sent. And talking about YouTube censorship and Rock Solid as a creator, I don't know if you noticed this. When I went to do this stream today, YouTube would not let me turn on the option to keep the live stream chat after the stream is over. So once the stream ends on the replay, the chat is only going to be in the video. Apparently the live chat on the side of the video, it's going to be gone. YouTube had the function, usually it was checked by default, replay live stream on when video is over. And then for a long time, they were unchecking it by default. So I was rechecking it. And now today, for the first time, not only is it unchecked, it's disabled. I can't check it. So I think YouTube has decided that I'm thinking YouTube thinks that our live chat is problematic. And they're going to just say, well, you know what? We'll let people live chat during the video, but they don't want people to see what people are saying after the video's over. So I guess they just decided unilaterally that they're going to cancel everybody's live chat. I mean, I don't understand. The channel has no community strikes, no guidelines violations, but they've decided to just prevent me from. And sure enough, I went back to my video from Friday, and the comments are off. I can't turn them back on. Even as the creator, I cannot turn back on the comments for Friday's video. Luckily, most of the time, the streaming software shows the comments in the video itself, but that's kind of shitty. And you know what, YouTube? To be honest, 9/10 of the reason that I stayed on YouTube was the live chats. The fact that you're going to kill the live chat, well, now I can put those videos anywhere. I could upload them to BitChute or to some other alternative. And if the live chat's not going to be there, you're shooting yourself in the foot. It was your biggest advantage to keeping my videos on YouTube was the fact that the live chat would accompany them. Now that you're taking that away, you're taking away any benefit or any incentive for me to keep it on YouTube. So I don't know. I maybe it's just a temporary thing. Maybe it's a bug in the system, but I'm kind of curious, Rock Solid, and any other YouTubers out there, if when you go to create a new stream, if that box at the bottom of it's all the way at the bottom of the page, if that box is disabled for you as well now. Dr. Alex says, Qapla, BedLife, I hope you are keeping well through all the trials, and thank you again for all you have done. Dr. Alex, you are welcome, and what Dr. Alex is talking about is, of course, that I'm helping advertise his awesome book. Dr. Alex has now become a published author. The Doctor Reads the Doctor by the Doctor, Seasoned 12, the parody of a once beloved TV show. Available on Amazon on both Kindle and paperback, and I have both, although I only looked at the Kindle. But I placed the order for the paperback today, and I strongly suggest that if you are at all a Doctor Who fan, let me put in Dr. Alex book, and yes, this is an affiliate link. It just means that if you buy the book using that link, I get like 5 cents from the sale, but it doesn't increase the price of it at all to you. But yeah, so check out Dr. Alex's book, The Doctor Reads the Doctor by the Doctor. Unfortunately, I wish I was a bigger Doctor Who fan. I think I'd get it more. But as you guys often have heard, if you've come here before, I'm a big Star Trek fan. Star Trek, Stargate, the Orville are top of the top. Oh, and Yosef has got Happy Baby. Happy Baby. Awesome, Yosef, with a $2 donation. Says, better late than never, period. I know, old, but I still find it funny. Better late than never, period. I get it. Happy Baby got it too, although DadOPrey didn't get it, and that's why we have Happy Baby. Thank you, Joseph. I've been missing you. I didn't know where you were. I was like worried. Where's Joseph? That's awesome. What was I talking about? Right. So you guys know I'm a big Star Trek fan. Star Trek above all else in the world. Okay. And then the Orville, slightly below Star Trek, and Stargate are kind of on the same level. And then you go down a little bit, and there's Star Wars, to which I'd say I'm a casual fan of Star Wars. Not the extended universe, just the movies type stuff. And then the rest of sci-fi. And unfortunately, Doctor Who doesn't even register, because I've watched like 1 or 2 episodes, never got into it, and just said, I don't have time for this. And I never went back. Maybe one day I will. Even Babylon 5 I've seen more of than Doctor Who. Babylon 5 I used to watch when I could, but I've forgotten most of the storyline. Doctor Who, nothing. So one day maybe I'll watch Doctor Who again. Unfortunately, I watched Dr. Alex's YouTube videos. I just don't get a lot of it, but I can tell it's funny and it's good stuff. But I know there's a lot of Doctor Who fans out there, and you guys, though, you should really check those out. Pixelate is here. Qapla Pixelate. Pixelate had a tremendous stream going earlier today. It is for me. Okay, I'll be right back.
This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions? It's yours?
No,
Your mother said she found it in your closet.
I don't know. One of the guys must have...
Must have what?
Look, Dad, it's not
Where
mine.
did you get it?
Dad,
Answer me. Who taught you how to do this stuff?
You, all right? I learned it by watching you.
Parents who use drugs have children who use drugs.
Hertz introduces great low January sale rates, like $69 a week here in Arizona.
Or only $79 a week here in Hawaii.
Oh, yeah, Arnie? Well, what about $78 a week here in sunny California?
Yeah! Or, OJ, only $59 a week here in sunny Florida. Brutal, Juice, brutal.
Hertz, you don't just rent a car, you rent a company. 37 years ago, Club Med made a special arrangement with civilization. Send us your frazzled, you're crazed, you're beleaguered, you're burnt out, you're overburdened, you're tension-riddled, and we'll send you back a human being.
Okay, be right back. Coming back. Coming back from Club Med. Oh, it's that, damn it. Anyway, sorry about that. Probably the only person not related to me I would have picked the phone up for called. And just had to do it. Had to do it. So, yes, Pixelate had a great stream going. I kind of hope he still does. Maybe he's just saying hello. He had quite a few. He had 9 people, plus himself, I believe, at some point earlier today, all talking, which was great. Not Ryan Johnson says, a shiny head. Oh, Aravic Sonder with a $5 super chat. Qapla Aravic Sonder says, Qapla BedLife, have you heard anything?
Place us some 4 hours from Earth.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut off Captain Kirk. Says, hello, BedLife 5. Have you heard anything about Picard season 2? Nothing. Nothing good. Nothing good. As far as I'm aware, they have not started filming. Maybe soon, because Captain Picard, because Patrick Stewart insists on filming in Los Angeles, and only recently did the governor of California decree that Hollywood productions are essential businesses and can reopen. That said, the people that work for Hollywood things are all union members, and union members don't like to put their members in danger. It's kind of the entire reason unions were originally created, was so the fact that the members, didn't die as often. And, it's very hard for a union as strong as SAG or even the writers union or any of those unions to say, yeah, you know what, you should go back to work and, go out and be in an enclosed space with people who have very active social lives in general. And, in fact, Hollywood actors seem to be disproportionately affected by the virus, probably because they're generally so active in their social lives that it's not a great thing to do. So, and God forbid a man of Patrick Stewart's age gets the virus, that is a showstopper in no, a literal, by the definition, a showstopper. God forbid Patrick Stewart got the virus. And no matter what you might think of Picard season 1, there is no Trek fan on this planet that wants to see Patrick Stewart get the virus. So realistically, I don't see how Picard season 2 will ever start filming until the vaccine is out and popular. Until herd immunity has taken over, I honestly don't see a Picard season 2 even beginning to be filmed. Now, they will probably go ahead and film next. Star Trek Discovery season 4 is currently filming. After Discovery season 4, I believe Strange New Worlds season 1 is the next set to film. After that, I'm not sure if it's going to be Picard season 2 or if Section 31 is finally going to get shown. But regardless, all these other shows have much younger actors. Okay? Picard is the only one with a particularly old main character. So, if you look at, and this was brought up recently on the Inquisition, if you look at the actors on Star Trek Discovery, I don't think any of them are over 30, except for perhaps the lead, maybe Doug Jones, but the rest, the general bridge crew, they're all relatively young people. The whole ship is full of relatively young people. So yeah, they and they're not filming in Hollywood anyway. They're filming up in Canada, where it's a bit cheaper and things are more open and whatnot. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know when Picard season 2 is going to film. To be honest, I think they ended season 1 with no real cliffhanger. And I don't think they ever, when you have a main character who's 79 years old now, you kind of leave every season like it might be their last. And it's just the way they did it. And I think that was probably a wise thing, because you don't want to leave a cliffhanger. No one person is ever guaranteed to live another day. And we saw that with the Chekhov actor in JJ Track, who unfortunately got killed by his Jeep. His Jeep killed him. And he was a young guy. He was a great actor. He was a young guy. And he couldn't even, we couldn't be sure he was going to make it to the next film. You can never be sure somebody's going to make it to the next film. But when you get somebody that's up there, Patrick Stewart's age, combined it with a terrible pandemic, you be especially worrisome about going season to season. So, and I'm sorry, I have not heard anything good about Picard being filmed. I don't even think it's on the cusp of being filmed. I would be surprised to hear that. I'd be surprised. Where are we? Pflugerville says Qapla birders. Qapla Pflugerville. Robert Rose Jr. says hello today. BedLife, MomOPrey, and Sassy. Hope you're all doing well. We are, Robert. Thank you. Captain Track says BedLife, if you shave your head, then you will need to powder your head. Oh, I read this. Mako said shave your head. Yes, bald is beautiful. And then Rock Solid, I read that. Dr. Alex, I read that. Pixelate, wow, I was okay. I was way behind. Captain Track says, hello, Dr. Alex. And Thomas Potts says, BedLife, I think you should have only 3 hairs on your head. So I'm like Homer Simpson. You want me to have 3 hairs on my head? I'll draw them on with a permanent marker, Thomas. Is that what you want me to do? Shave the head, and I'll draw on 3 Homer Simpson hairs. Captain Track is saying hello to Pixelate. Robert Rose is BedLife. The females dig Telly Savalas. and Yul Brenner a whole lot after all. I don't know who those people are. They're bald people. MomOPrey says there are 2 actors who are bald. Well, and Patrick Stewart, right? He seems to get. Oh wait, does he get the ladies? No, he gets Mark Hamill. Oh well. Hey, but he got Beverly Crusher in the Next Generation movies. Robert Rose Jr. says Vertebrae. The female. I just read that. Yitza says, so China gonna give us viruses to space now? Oh, Yitza. That's fake news. Unless Anti-Tracker's gonna come on and tell us the truth. Captain Track says, not Ryan Johnson. Hello. Everybody saying hello to each other. Hail Caroga, Carlo Albanese. Yes, hail Caroga, Carlo. Yitza says, dragged across concrete. Good movie. Never seen it. Not Ryan Johnson says, bird crushing a soul. Par for the course. Listen, it's just a power I have. Project Achieva. Qapla Project Achieva. Says China, China, China. On Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. China, China, China. We'll launch the space probe to the moon to pass the virus on to the moon. No, fake news. That's fake news. I heard that directly from Anti-Tracker. Dr. Alex says, hello, Anti-Tracker. Did you get the special delivery yet? I'm sure he did. I'm sure he did. Not Ryan Johnson says, Bird of Prey likes big noses on women. Confirmed. No. Executive producer Saul Leibowitz, Qapla. Saul Leibowitz is Qapla, Bird of Prey. Bird of Prey's favorite part of a woman is kissing Dax. That is a good part. Thomas says Bird of Prey is attracted to women's noses. Captain Track says Bird of Prey is a breast man. Well, sure. Dr. Alex says Bird is an ankle man. No. Rezo Germ says, of course, Bird of Prey is a boob guy. They're eye level for him. Oh, because now I'm sitting down. Captain Track says DD eyes. Wow. Mark Richard says in Columbus it's 45 and light wind. Damn, that's grilling weather for you. It's a little cold to be grilling. Carlo Albanese says when I say you're beautiful, I'm not talking about your looks. Wow, Carlo. Easlin says dang it, missed the first part of this. Critter the kitty says hey, sassy. Sassy Critter the kitty says hi. She looked at me. I think she says hello back. I'm not sure. She's putting a telepathic thought in my head right now. Oh, yes, the less hair makes it easier to pick up telepathy. She's saying, feed me. So, yep, she got up. I said feed me, she got up. She's now looking at MomOPrey. I wish I had a hand camera I could show you guys. As soon as I said it, she got up and is looking at MomOPrey like, where's the food? Where's the food? Oh. What's this face, McWhatnot? Says Qapla. Qapla, what's this face, McWhatnot? Robert Rose Jr. says, Bird of Prey, got you a George Foreman grill. Grill anytime you want. Oh, you just get a George Foreman grill. That's true. We do have a George Foreman grill. I wasn't thinking that. We have 3 George Foreman grills. We don't know why. Well, because I had one, you had one, Diana had one, and then she left it here. Dee Myers, Qapla Dee says, how are you? I'm doing well, Dee. I hope you are doing well, and the family is doing well, Dee Myers. I hope you and your family are doing as well. Frankly, I hope you're doing better, because our well is just so-so. Resolute Germ says, Bird of Prey, but the electric razor can't give you that nice shiny glow. Well, I can oil it up. Carlos says, oh my God, I can't put hiya, hope everyone as well as can be in your chat, Bird of Prey. Just noticed. Huh. Weird. Thomas Bott says, Bird of Prey, I just looked at your Futurama stream and I can see the chat. Not the Futurama stream, the Friday BedLife stream. The Friday BedLife stream. Although that's interesting that you can see it in the Futurama. And Dog Finger Studios donated $5 and says, I just want to hear Joe say there's no evidence of voter fraud. Now, for $5, I'll say that. But that is Dogfinger Studios saying there's no evidence of voter fraud. That's not me saying it. Thomas Potts is BedLife. I just looked at, yes, so thank you about the Futurama stream. That is interesting. So if I do the stream through StreamYard, the chat still shows. That is interesting. Resolute says, congratulations on the new book to Dr. Alex. Dr. Alex says, thank you, Bird, yet again. I loved the air quotes on the parody. Well, you know, it's a parody. Yitza says, every breath you take, every move you make, every bond you break, I'll be missing you. Yosef? It's weird. Yosef says, brain on drugs is sunny side up. This is your brain. This is your brain on drugs. Yes, sunny side up. Delicious. Resolute Germ says, I can't watch Doctor Who anymore without wanting to invade Britain and burn on down the BBC to the ground. Burn the BBC to the ground. Well, that's okay, Resolute. You can read Dr. Alex's book, though. 47 Yorktown says, Yitza, once you go Slavic. That's right. Yitza says, you never get back. Park your ass because it's sore. No, what? No. Once you go Slavic, you never go home because the train hasn't got there yet. They're building it now. Train is coming very soon. They're building it now. Yosef says, Yitza, here in Slovakia, we fulfill your wishes. Sure you do. As long as your wish isn't to leave. D.D. Myers says, Dr. Alex, great job with the book. Rezu Germ says, Stewart is not overly interested in doing season 2. It's up in the air right now. Eastland says, I do not think Picard season 2 will ever happen. Those are possibilities. Although, to be completely honest, I never thought Discovery season 2 would happen, so. And I thought there's no way there'll be a season 3. So, I'm not so good at Star Trek predictions. Orville predictions, though, spot on. Spot on. Resolute says their immune systems are also trash from all the drugs. Oh, Hollywood people. Yeah. D.D. Myers says, I don't think they'll ever make a season 2 of Picard either. Eastland says he got downloaded into a blonde, young-looking droid. Picard, that would have been attractive, but not enough to draw me in. You see, that's really what they should have done, but, you know. Joseph Patrick says, I got my tetanus shot today. Hope the vaccine had a 5G chip included. Tetanus shot. What are you standing over rusty nails or something? Eastland Burkholder says, Resolute Germ, I understand how you feel, but Capaldi is still regenerating. Sure he is. D.D. Meyer says, Joseph, you never know the way things are. It wouldn't surprise me any. Dr. Alex says, I have suddenly lost the ability to super chat. What's going on? No, Dr. Alex. Do you have a credit card on file? Hopefully. That's weird. I mean, if you want to super chat, you can always use the link in the description, the donate link. That'll do it through whatever. Hey, I noticed all the super chats today. Okay. No, we did. We got a super chat from Dogfinger Studio. So the super chat's working. For sometimes, I don't know, if you don't have if your credit card expired or something on file with Google, sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes you just got to refresh the page. But if it doesn't work and you want to still do it, if you use the link in the description to donate, the tip link at Streamlabs, that'll go around YouTube and let you donate that way. It's an option. It's an available option, but that's for anybody's FYI. Don't feel obligated. Pixelate says that's why they made him a synth. Yeah, they should have made him a synth. They should have put him in a younger body and then continued with the show. Eastland says, yeah, his Jeep killed him. A gear shifting system that is easy to misread caused accidents like the one that killed him. Yeah, and it's one of the things I hate about new cars. Now, the plus side is I'm in no danger of getting a new car because I really can't drive. But if I was a driving person, if I was still somebody who was driving, I suspect I'd be somebody putting tons of money into keeping like a early 2000s model car or truck or Jeep on the road and not buying the new stuff because I hate I hate things that are all electronic. Okay, new cars, you turn the wheel, you're not physically turning the wheel. You're setting this signal to a computer, which then engages a motor, which then turns the wheel of the car. That I do not want. Fly by wire or drive by wire. There is no way in hell I would ever feel comfortable in such a car. If I want a car where the steering wheel is physically connected to the front wheels of the car, okay? And even if the power steering dies, and I had the power steering die in my old Jeep more than once, you could still turn the wheel. It's hard, but you could still turn the wheel. No way in hell would I be driving a car on a highway at 60, 70, 80 miles an hour with a steering wheel that is just getting electronic signals back and forth through a computer, which, by the way, could be hacked. No effing way. No effing way. How millions of people seem to be buying these cars with no physical control over the actual wheels, over the steering. They don't understand that a hacker hundreds of miles away who understands what they're doing could just literally have their car drive off a cliff if they were so inclined. And there's almost nothing stopping them except their own morality. Dan23 says, hello, Qapla Dan. Resolute Germ says, Dr. Alex, Bird may have been age restricted. I really doubt it. I was only age restricted once in my entire history on YouTube. I highly doubt I'm age restricted. Especially since we had just got a thing from Dogfinger Studios. Super chat. Eastland says, sexy bald people from a previous era. Thank you. Executive producer Saul Leibowitz says, Telly Savalas was a bald actor from a TV show Kojak. And Yul Brynner was famous for being the Man in Black robot in the original Westworld film. Gotcha. People saying hello to everybody. Yes, the musical film 1956, The King and 1956 musical film. Yul Brynner says Dan23. Hail on Caroga, says Captain Track. Dibs, cousin Dibs, is your first job with Mr. Frank? No, cousin Dibs, my first job ever. My first job. Actually, okay. My first real job, not with a friend of a family member. Because the first time I ever had a job was when I was in Arizona. I was like, whatever, I was 12. And I was working for our uncle's friend, although my uncle was part owner of a florist shop. And I spent the day there. That doesn't count. Not counting that. My first job. And that's just as much a chance to get into it. Dibs, how's it going with you, Dibs? I hope all. How's Jax, the new baby? We saw some pictures of him. He looks just like little Joella did. Oh, fuck, I'm not supposed to say her name. Like your other little baby did a couple years ago. So my first job, and I was thinking about this, MomOPrey, because I remembered one of you was somewhat for it, and one of you was very against it. And I'm trying to remember which one was which. You I think were okay with it, and DadOPrey wasn't? Is that what I'm remembering right?
It was great.
Then DadOPrey for some reason didn't like it. He didn't like the idea. I don't know. Nobody can hear you. Right. So the first job I ever said, "Hey, MomOPrey, what if I worked here?" was it was called Max's Men's Shop. It was a big and tall clothing store on what was that? Ralph? Flatbush and Flatlands Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. It was the place I had grown up buying all my clothes because I was already 6'4" at this point. I was a couple 100 pounds over normal. And yeah, I used to buy all my clothes from Max's Men's Shop. From a kid, I grew up, that's where I'd go. I couldn't buy my clothes at the mall. I couldn't buy my clothes at the normal clothing stores. It was either buy it at Max's or at the time, buy it from a mail order catalog called King Size. And King Size stuff was crap at the time. So I'd get all my clothes from this place. So when I got to be, I don't know, 15 or 16, I was like, hey, maybe I could. They were looking for help, said a help wanted or something in the window. And, I was always on good terms with the people there. And one of my old classmates was working there, like an old classmate from like first grade. And maybe I could work here. And MomOPrey was okay with it. Surprisingly, I remember DadOPrey not being too happy with it, but he allowed it. Unfortunately, Stockboy really was not, turned out not to be my forte. I think I don't remember. Was it even 3 days? You remember, MomOPrey? I started doing computer. Artie. Yeah, Artie.
You don't remember that?
No, I just remember not doing well at the stock and stopping. Okay, yeah, so I didn't last long as the stock boy. I think I got maybe 3 days as a stock boy. Then I think they tried me with the customer. I was very shy at the time. I did not want to be helping customers. So I think to save face, they had me do some computer work for a while. And then I parted ways. We mutually parted ways, I'd say. It wasn't for me. But yeah, Max's Men's Shop. It was a very short job. My first and shortest job. After that, I worked with where MomOPrey worked for a while at a supermarket in Brooklyn in the back office. We had a giant Rottweiler, Rocky. Not the smartest dog in the world, but really a lovable, affectionate dog. Man, did he hate people he didn't know. Like the owner had me come in with like a hamburger so he would know who I was okay. And he he ate the entire hamburger really quick. And then Rocky was happy. I'd pet Rocky. Rocky was a big dog. Easily, I was, like I said, 6'4", and Rocky could put his paws on my shoulders, like a bear of a dog. And his job was just to bark. Okay, because that's where tens of thousands of dollars were being counted every day. And if people got too close to that door, Rocky would bark like crazy. And yeah, Rocky was a great dog. Then I ended up going to college. So I stopped doing that because I had to concentrate on my schoolwork. And then in college, I think I've told this story, my senior year or just before my senior year, I started working. One of my friends was already working for the continuing education department. They told me that there were some openings. So I started working for the university I went to, for Hofstra, in their continuing education department. First, it was over the summer, and then it went on through the rest of the next semester. But what it did, it got me, even though it wasn't supposed to, it got me the highlight of my senior year. It got me a faculty parking permit, because you see, there was 2 parking lots. The good parking lot for the teachers or professors, which was near the classes, and then the shitty parking for the students, which was the other side of campus. And I was like, F this. So I go in, and the first, because I knew, being there 3 years, the first day of classes, basically they have the students who have never worked before working in all these departments, and so they're idiots. They're literal idiots. So as long as you have even the slightest bit of confidence, you just tell them something and they do it. And I already looked older because I was already losing my hair a little in the senior year of college. So I come in, I probably look like I'm in my late 20s, or at least. I give them I got the letter. See, they sent me a letter, official, that letter they give you when you take a new job. And so it's on the Hofstra letterhead, and it says, you'll be working in continuing education department, and these will be your hours and whatever. And I give it to them, and I say, I need faculty parking. I need a faculty ID first. So, okay, they go in, they take my picture. I've got a faculty ID now. So then I go over to the other side, to the public safety department, where again, they've got the idiots working because it's day one. And I give them my faculty picture, ID, because I need faculty parking permit. And they gave me the faculty parking permit. And I got out of there, and I was like, yes. I was one of the happiest days of my college career. And I just smacked that square faculty, because the faculty ID badge was square. The student ID parking was the diamond shaped. I peeled off the diamond. I stuck that square faculty badge on my Jeep bumper. Happiest day. And then pulled, and I'd get the spot right in front of the engineering building every fucking day. And then a professor smashed my Jeep, pulling out. They were pulling out. A professor who wasn't one of my engineering professors. They weren't, and they didn't work. I didn't know who this professor was. But they pulled out of the spot, smashed into my Jeep, and one of my fraternity brothers came in, who didn't have the best record of being completely honest with me all the time. He said, "Oh, Joe, somebody just smashed your Jeep. It's rocking back and forth." I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. He's like, I'm serious. I'm like, yeah, whatever. He's like, dude, there's glass all over the place. I was like, fuck. I got out. I see that they're still backing up, and they're pulling away. So I run down. It's 2 flights of stairs. I get down. I jump in my Jeep. I start taking off after the professor, who, unfortunately, the speed limit in the parking lot, thankfully, is like 5 miles an hour. But he had already had a pretty big lead. So I just zoom across. I cut him off. And I was like, oh. He's like, oh, I'm sorry. I was going to come back. Yeah, fuck you. You were going to come back. He's like, I was going to come back. I have a test to give. I was like, you hit my car. You can't just drive away after hitting somebody's car. He's like, I promised you I was going to come back. Yeah, you were. Sure you were. You're going to come back in an hour and a half after you gave your test and see if I just happened to still be parked and write a note. So he just gave me like $200. I don't know if it was enough. I never got it fixed, but it was a Jeep. It didn't need to be perfect. But yeah, that was like the first corporate job where I was getting paid on the books, was Hofstra. The other job was the men's shop was just kind of under the table kind of thing that, well, happens all the time in places like Brooklyn, and I imagine many other places. All well past the statute of limitations. Sorry, IRS, I was 14, 15 years old, and the owner of the place has since died, so you can't do anything after him either. So yes, that was the story of my first job. I really don't remember what DadOPrey, what he was so upset about. Why he didn't want me working. I think it was just a pride thing. I didn't think he wanted his son. I think he was like, he didn't want his son working at that store. Cause I don't know. I mean, he used to get all his clothes there too. So, cause he was also a big guy. I honestly, I really don't know why he was so upset about it. It confused me at the time. Yeah, I think it confused MomOPrey at the time, and it still sort of does. Too bad I never asked DadOPrey more about that. It was not something he enjoyed talking about. And he was a pretty open guy. Dan23 says, if you're bald, you may look like the Hood from Thunderbirds. I don't remember the Hood from Thunderbirds. Eastland says, Resolute Germ is now a legal driver. Ha ha ha. Resolute Germ, if you hit somebody's car, don't tell them you were going to come back. They're not going to believe you. Resolute says, Bird of Prey, it's never too cold to grill. I understand. Well, but it is if MomOPrey is the one grilling. If it was me the one grilling, I would agree with you. But I can't send MomOPrey out in the cold to grill. That's just not right. Uncle Remus is Bird. Please make STD go away. Uncle Remus, I don't know if it's going anywhere, but you know, check my reviews if you don't want to watch the show. I'll tell you what's going on. And Captain Track is another one who says hashtag never too cold to grill. And I again say if it was me, yes, but I'm not going to send MomOPrey into the freezing cold to grill. I'm not even going to ask her to. Eastland says, feed me or I will steal your cookies. So says Critter the kitty. So I said, steal my cookies. Well, now it's your fault. You're going to lose your cookies, Eastland. By the way, Eastland Burkholder was live on my Sunday morning stream the other day. Came up on the panel for the first time, Eastland. It was good to hear your voice. Glad you made it on my Sunday morning. And if you're like, well, what Sunday morning? I didn't get notification of a Sunday morning stream. Well, you're not subscribed to the BedLife 5X channel. And if you are, you don't have the bell notification click. So if you're not subscribed, go to BedLife5.com right now. There'll be a link to all the other channels, including MomOPrey's channel and the BedLife 5X channel. And then click on the link, go to BedLife 5X channel, make sure you're subscribed, and make sure the bell notification is clicked. And now Sassy is eating dinner. And then you'll get notification next time I do a random Sunday morning stream. Carl Albanese says, Bird of Prey, how are you doing in Space Engineers? Not the greatest, Carlo. I haven't had all that much time to dedicate to it. And I decided to abandon my original base. I don't know if Life with Matthew noticed or not, but I took some supplies and I just headed in a random direction and I found a suitable location and I started building another basic base from scratch. So I haven't even gotten into space yet. I have a really crappy mining machine that I really should just destroy and rebuild, but I'm too lazy. And a basic base. And I don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, I see Cinnabon is already flying around space, and We got so many players that are already mining uranium, and I'm just stuck on Earth, you know. Still, and I found I've gotten all the important minerals, but I haven't really done anything of importance yet. I think I'm going to build a big hydrogen-powered rocket soon. Joseph Patrick says Stewart, as an executive producer, said he had no idea they will make him AI. Wow. Wow. Daniel McRees says Picard Season 1 released on DVD in the UK in January 2021. So you got to wait a while. Couple more months. Joseph says, Dr. Alex, if you're watching with a VPN, it can be the cause. That's true. That is true. YouTube don't like those VPNs. Carl Albanese says, remember if you're on the list. Remember you're on the list, DadOPrey. That's right, Carlo. I remember. I am on the list. Eastland Burkle says, this I believe, Joseph. Picard as an AI was a surprise. Women Yell at Picard is the actual title. Resolute says, and this coming from an electrical engineer. Yes, well, because I'm an electrical engineer is why I don't trust electronics. There's just so many ways for them to break, not function, be hacked. It is terrible how much trust people put into their electronics. Eastland says, yes, Bird is correct. Real controls are better and can be fixed, but a chip is expensive to replace. Mike Richards is 33 watching with 24 likes and 0 dislikes. We're up to 29 likes and 35 watching, Mike Richards. But thank you. Ace Mr. Freeze says, hail Bird and hail all. I'm here just working. Qapla, Ace Mr. Freeze. Cinnabon Bunny, hello Cinnabon Bunny. And guys, Cinnabon Bunny is the one running the nerd server for space engineers. If you want to play space engineers with us on that server, get in contact with Cinnabon Bunny or go to one of his streams and he'll have the details on how to connect to the server. Dibs, cousin Dibs says, okay. Lol, you say the same name. I don't care. I know. I'm sorry, Dibs. I know we don't really care. We should probably, but we don't. Cinnabon Bunny says hi to Dee Myers. Eastland says, please push the like button only once or push it an odd number of times. Pushing it an even number of times will be ineffective. Joseph says, Shatner's reply on a tweet asking him about appearing in Disco or Picard. No, I'm dead. Classy. Oh. Aravic Saunders says, DadOPrey, my first job was at a restaurant where we had to dress in costume. I got to wear a DS9 uniform and carry around a phaser and a tricorder. What were you at, a restaurant in Vegas? Were you at the Star Trek The Experience restaurant? That's amazing. That's amazing. Speaking of Discovery and Shatner, the rumor, and again, this is just complete rumor, I've only heard from other people on other channels, is that we're coming up, this week is episode 7 of Discovery. Thanksgiving is going to be episode 7, Unification 3. So that's going to be, I'm sure, something. But what I've heard is that episodes 8 and 9, or 9 and 10, totally F with the timeline. That, like, it's going to be over. Like, it's just going to be a total and utter disaster, or something is going to happen big. I don't know, it's 8 and 9 or 9 and 10 that's going to change Star Trek forever. For whatever that means. But apparently it involves the Guardian of Forever. They're going to use the Guardian of Forever somehow. So, of course, you understand that the Discovery crew shouldn't know that the Guardian of Forever exists. Although the future Federation, they might have record of the Guardian of Forever. Although after the temporal Cold War, you would think maybe they would have destroyed the Guardian of Forever, or they would have made it a planet nobody could reach. I mean, they do have amazing technology. They could have just cloaked the planet, or who knows what. But I don't know. So be aware. Not this week. This week is going to be its own thing. I have a small. There's a small chance we'll see or hear Spock in this episode this week. But 2 or 3 weeks from now, which would put it in December. I don't know. I might have to go to negative scoring on Discovery if it's honestly that bad. Maybe they'll make it work. I don't know. I just hear Guardian of Forever and I cringe. It hurts. No. Who told them there's a Guardian of Forever? Son of a bitch. They're going to destroy it. They're going to destroy it all. Resolute Germ remembers the king size catalog. Total shit. Absolutely. Talk about depressing. What do you want for school? King size. I didn't have a chance. I go to Max's. I pick up the most colorful things I could because I'm already going to stick out. So I just own it. Robert Rose says Tella Salvis was also a Poseidon, also in the Poseidon. It was either the first or second movie. The Poseidon, a very good reason why not to go on an ocean cruise. Yeah, I'll take my chances, although not anymore. I worry more about the virus, other viruses, than I do the rogue wave. Easlyn Burkholder, I love Shatner. Intertuxting and classy. Yosef says Bird was a stuck boy. No, a stuck boy. Easlyn says that was a bad joke. Yosef says, Easlyn, I am glad you liked it. Robert Rose Jr. says Yul Brynner was also in the 10 Commandments, the original Western, The Magnificent Seven. Life with Matthew says Qapla, BedLife, and all. Qapla, Life with Matthew. So maybe you've heard I've abandoned the original Caroga base. Feel free to do whatever you want to do with it. Grind it down, move it, build it, up on it, whatever you want to do. I've moved on, Life with Matthew. D.D. Meyer says Life with Matthew says hello. Hello, how are you? Mike Richards says greetings to the chat. It's good to see the gang here. It's good to see you, Mike Richards. And I guess you're done grilling by now. Saul Leibowitz says, that's a great story, Bird. Someday I'll tell you how I was absolved of a human rights violation in the Republic of Mexico. Let me guess, it just costs some money to be absolved of a lot of things in Mexico with some money. Don't ask me how I know. Easlyn says, when registration for classes was lining up in front of tables and based on paper cards, I got the classes I wanted with a piece of paper in the correct color, but incorrect and not valid otherwise. Oh. Ace Mr. Free says Crooklyn. Yeah, well, that's a fair assessment of the borough. Marcus Gallagher says hello to the chat people. Qapla, Marcus Gallagher. Mike Richards says D.D. Myers. Sometimes I wonder, but thank you. Not Ryan Johnson says DadOPrey. All Jeeps look like they were hit when they come off the line and they make it to dealerships. No big deal. Well, Jeeps do get battle damage. I was so pissed when the first new car, the only new car I technically ever purchased. I did lease an Infiniti afterwards, but my 2002 Grand Cherokee was the first and only new car I ever actually purchased. And at lunch one day at work, we went to a diner and I parked, and it was so rare that we got a parking spot in the front of the diner, because there's like 6 spots in front of the diner and all the other spots are in the back, and you have to like walk past their smelly dumpster to get into the diner if you park in the back. So I was so happy that day I got the spot in the front. And then what the fuck happens? A truck delivering produce backs up. I don't think the guy was supposed to be in this country. Backs up right into my Jeep. I was so pissed. So pissed. Got the insurance information. Went through insurance. And what, of course, their insurance is jerking me around. They're like, oh, you got to get 3 different estimates. Like, fuck you. This is the place I trust to do it. I had to go get different estimates. Okay, fine. So we did it with the place. And the claims adjuster says, well, we only think we got to pay you $2,100. We think $2,800 is excessive. And I was like, fuck you. I took the $2,100. And then, of course, I didn't get it fixed because it's a Jeep. I was like, well, now I can just not feel so bad when I ride it through the woods at high speed in the Adirondacks. And then I started getting phone calls from them like, you never submitted your receipt. Yeah, I was like, fuck you. I don't need to submit anything to you. Your guy hit me. They're like, well, no, you've got to give us a receipt. I was like, I don't have to give you shit. They're like, well, if you don't give us a receipt next time, we don't have to pay you. Well, I was like, you next time. Next time you can pay me everything if there ever was a next time. As it turned out, there wasn't yet. I don't know if that'll ever come back to bite me in the ass, but I wasn't going to give him a receipt. I did get a little of it fixed, but the stuff I didn't have to get fixed, I didn't get fixed. And insurance people, claims adjusters. If I had been a little smarter at the time, I would have just called a lawyer and let them get the full money and then have the insurance company pay for the lawyer too. Because, I mean, there was deads to rights. The guy hit a parked car. There was no excuse. And I'm sure had they pushed, they would have found the guy probably didn't have a license. I don't know who they claimed was driving that truck, but I'd be really surprised if he had a license. Carl Albanese says, Bird of Prey, beware the tax man. Yeah, I know. That was a long, long time ago. Long, long time. Eastland says, do not count on notifications. Hunt down your contents like it's hunt down your content like it's 1999 internet. This is true. You can always check Twitter too. Most of the time I tweet out. Project Story Times is what I missed. Start over. I talked about my first job. You might have heard that. I said hello to everybody. NephewOPrey, 5th month anniversary. And don't tell SisOPrey, but next time NephewOPrey is here, we got his gift. I got his gift for his 5th anniversary. But don't tell Sister O'Prey. She might not like it. Science division for NephewOPrey. And then I'll wear my blue shirt, or maybe I'll wear my red shirt or my gold shirt. And then maybe on Friday, I'll have NephewOPrey in this. Now, there's also a second part of his gift on the way that might conceivably be even better than this, but we'll see what happens. Mike Richards says we're going to party like it's 1999. I don't remember how that song goes, but yeah, I do remember when it really was 1999. And there was radio stations just playing that song for 5 days in a row or something. Dee Myers says, Eastland Burkholder, I agree. It's cold hick of a teller of words. Eastland Burkholder, I agree. and is cool hick of teller of words. I think where somebody's got some autocorrect issues. Gary Katzer says, Dear Bop. Gary, we'll get to Dear Bop in a couple minutes. I do know I'm running behind. Dear Bop has usually come up by now, but I'm on a roll. I'm on a roll, Gary. Dear Bop in a few minutes. Dee Dee Myers' Project Storytime Bird is telling some stories and chatting a bit. There we go. I translated it. Carlo Albanese says, you'll have to give me the chords and I'll drop off a mobile base when I finish it. Wednesday, the latest, BedLife. Oh, the coordinates. I will send you some coordinates, Carlo. Thank you. Mike Richards says, everyone in our flying saucer loves Dear Bop. Oh, awesome. Right, flying saucer. Joseph says, Thanksgiving, I will take 2. Marcus Gallagher, the guardian of forever. Since before your sun was burned in the sky. Was it? Since before your sun burned bright in the sky, I have awaited a question. Thomas Potts is DadOPrey. Burnham will do what no one else could, reunite the Romulans and Vulcans and bring total peace with Cardassia and Bajor. I'd bet that Bajor is already at peace with Cardassia in the 32nd century. Reuniting the Romulans and the Vulcans could be. Eastland says, pretending I did not hear your news about Discovery. I'm sorry. Mike Richards says, oh crap. Project Storytime says, oh no, this is just rumor. But man, it's not good. Eastland says, I want new franchises and new IPs. Yes, I understand. Yet says, Robert M. Burnett compared it to what was gone to Doctor Who. So brace yourselves. Yes. Dan 23 says, Star Trek Discovery Season 3, Episode 8, The Sanctuary. Dee Dee says, I think it's called Terra Firma is the episode that's the problems begin in. So I guess that's episode 9, perhaps. Dee Dee Myers says, Thomas Potts, it wouldn't surprise me. Anyway, they're telling a story. The point and anything goes. Marcus Galaskis says, cruise ship food is the riskiest. Well, you've never had Kurdistani food, Marcus, so it's not as risky as Kurdistani food. Dan 23 says, the gang. Marcus Gallagher says, I like bird story time. Well, I'm glad you did, Marcus. Eastland says, did your Jeep have bad luck magnetic powers? No, they were 2 separate Jeeps. It was my black Jeep that a professor backed up into. Oh, also the black Jeep was the one Jeep I was ever in a car accident with. And it's weird, like it's total. Your time slows down. I still remember it. MomOPrey had briefly owned a bodega, a small store, and I was coming home from there, and I had the right of way, and a guy totally blew a stop sign, and I ended up T-boning him, but I was still young, and I was afraid, and I didn't want my insurance to go up because I was under 25, and you're a male under 25, your insurance is already super high. And you hear all these stories that even if it's not your fault, the accident, once you're in an accident, your insurance goes up anyway. And if my insurance went up, I literally wouldn't be able to afford to drive. My parents wouldn't be able to afford to have insurance. So I was like, I don't want to do this through insurance. So I remember seeing him. I was like, oh shit, time slowed down just like they say it does. I slammed on the brake. And boom, 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 like frame by frame by frame. And I hit his car, and the airbag didn't go off. Now, I don't know if the airbag just didn't work, or if it was just under the threshold for airbag not to go off. But thank God the airbag didn't go off. My seatbelt was on. I was okay. And his car then spun a little. And He got out. I got out. I said, "Are you okay?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "Are you okay?" I said, "Yeah." And we looked around. He's like, "You good?" I'm like, "Yeah, we're good." And we like both looked at it and we drove away. I put my bumper in the back of the Jeep and we both drove away. We didn't want to, neither of us wanted to deal with police. In hindsight, I probably should have. It was all his fault. But, you know, in that second that it happened, I'm like, oh shit, did I have a stop sign too? Like I was looking, I couldn't even tell if I could see. I knew that he had a stop sign. I didn't know if it was a four-way stop. I was just so afraid. I was acting on instinct. I just told him to go. I put the bumper in the back of my Jeep and I drove off. Luckily, I was okay. He was okay. But that was the only time it ever happened to me, knock wood. And yeah, it's a really weird feeling that, I don't know if it's the adrenaline, your brain sees it's about to happen and it slows you down the time. Maybe it gives you a better chance to react. I don't know, but it's really freaky. You're like, holy shit, I have no idea what's going to happen, but I know it's not going to be good. And luckily I was safe. I was safe. The only thing that had damaged was really the front end of the Jeep took a bit of damage. And the front bumper just broke off. And there was a whole bunch of foam behind the bumper. The foam I didn't get. The foam I didn't even notice it had fallen out. I only took the plastic cladding. Robert Rose is DadOPrey. The only Jeep vehicle I probably would own is one of the pickup trucks they made for a short time. Well, they brought them back. They started bringing back the pickup trucks. Dee Dee says, it sounds like you have had nothing but bad luck with Jeeps. No, Dee Dee. My Jeeps have treated me very, very well. The very first year I got my Jeep, which was 1996. I had the Jeep before I technically turned 17. I had taken driver's ed, but in New York City, you're not allowed to drive until you're 17 with driver's ed, even though in the rest of New York State, you're allowed to drive at 16. So we had bought the Jeep, or my parents had bought the Jeep for me. And it was just sitting outside my house until I turned 17. That winter turned out to be the biggest blizzard in my lifetime up to that point. And probably still in the top 2 or 3 blizzards of all time for New York City. Never seen so much snow. And so, I mean, my dad had a work van or a Lincoln Town car. Mom had a Chevy Celebrity or a Ford Taurus. They weren't going anywhere. My Jeep powered through that snow. It didn't even have to be, we just made it through. The Jeep got my dad. My dad and I went one morning to the boat club that he was a member of. Actually, he was the Commodore of at the time, which was like president. And they had a, what's that called? There's nobody coming here, baby. It's next door. They had a front end loader, like a piece of construction equipment. So we made it to right outside the gate of the yacht club, but then the city plows had made like an ice wall. Dad was going to try and jump the Jeep through it. He didn't. But it didn't matter because he got out that heavy piece of equipment. He was able to push the Jeep out. Then I followed him home. He brought this thing, and he ended up doing half the street for free. We were 3 houses off the end of the street. So he had to get up to our house. And then everybody was coming out and like, please, please, please. And Dad, being such a nice guy, he just kept going down and down. So he single-handedly plowed everybody's front of their house, the parking space, and half the street before he finally just had to turn around, because I don't think there's probably enough fuel left for him to keep going, and he had to get all the way back to the boat club. But that Jeep that proved itself right there. That first summer, just a few months in, that Jeep went above and beyond. The black Jeep got me through a lot of trails, a lot of this, a lot of that. My gray Jeep, which was the new Jeep, the one I bought in 2002, back and forth all around. And then when I would travel, I would always make sure I rented a Jeep. So that, I was all through Sedona, up and back around Arizona, up and down California, all around with Jeeps, I gotta say. The only time any Jeep ever let me down was in Hawaii, when it was a brand new Jeep, but it was already the 2004 or 5 models, which was like the first model I really didn't like, and the transmission died on my way up to Volcanoes National Park. That was the first time that the Jeep truly, truly let me down. And they replaced it very quickly. Easlin says, I had a white Ford Limited with rust freckles and a green peeling vinyl top and a baby blue front driver's door. It was the only one that could crank it without it flooding. I put $5 retread tires on it. Good for you, Eastlin. Dan23 says, DS9 had an episode called Sanctuary. That's true. I just saw about it. I just saw it this morning. It was on BBC America. It was the episode where the aliens from the wormhole come and they want to settle on Bajor. And the Bajorans are like, no, thank you. We don't want you. And they're like, no, this is the promised land. Our gods foretold us we were going to come live and we're going to make Bajor great again. And we're great farmers and you need food. So just give us your shitty land and we'll farm it for you and we'll give you food. And the Bajorans are like, no, bye. And then they were all sad. And they found a different planet to relocate them to. It was a whole bunch about racism and immigration. And the happy ending was they weren't allowed to immigrate. Dan Rodriguez says, Star Trek Discovery Season 3, Episode 9 and 10, Terra Firma. That's it. That's the episodes that we need to be on the lookout for. Eastlin says, time slowing down is a real thing. Absolutely. Resolute says, if you absolutely don't need to, never call the cops. Absolutely. Eastlin says, yes, Resolute. Yes. Eastlin says, I support honest, hardworking cops, but not all cops are. I also support all honest cops, even if they're not hardworking. If they're honest, that's good for them. They work smarter and not harder. That's fine with me. Eastlin says, farm kids drive early. Some 8-year-olds drive very well, but I'm speaking of past times. Tractors are now high-tech with computer chips, different times. Yeah, we had an old-time tractor. Drove it once or twice, scared the shit out of me. Way too high. DadOPrey loved it. Dee Myers is BedLife. That was a very nice thing you did. Your dad did for those people. Yeah, it was. MomOPrey was like mad at him for not making any money. And she was she joked about it. But he's probably the only person who had a backhoe who didn't make $1 that day. Marcus Gallagher says, the irony of the Bajorans refusing refugees. Yeah, and that was a very weird story. Resolute Germs is a truly happy ending. And DD says, yes, it is. Okay, so now it's time. And I know Gary has been waiting. It is time for Dear Bop. Dear Bop. Oh, wait. We're going to do Dear Bop. But one more thing before we get to Dear Bop. Once again, guys, check out The Doctor Reads the Doctor by the Doctor on Amazon. That is from Dr. Alex, our own Dr. Alex, is now a published author. But I forgot to do this on the last BedLife. I talked about it on Sunday, but not a lot of people were there. Guys, there is a new Star Trek fan film out for free on YouTube. It is 18 minutes long. It is called Pacific 201, a Star Trek fan production. This is part 1, and part 2 is coming out next month. So not a year from now, not never, next month. And it is, I watched it in full. It's a very good, it's very good, I don't know, fan production. It takes place sometime after Enterprise, but before Discovery / TOS, best I can tell. They tend to be wearing Enterprise-looking uniforms. So I strongly suggest you check it out. This is the NCC 201, which I believe is the Pacific, the USS Pacific. And this is the link to Pacific 201. There's obviously going to be things that haven't been completely, it's a two-part. So we didn't get all the answers yet, but I think it's gonna turn out really good. The special effects are amazing, and the acting for a fan film is top notch. I'm gonna be honest. It's not professional level, but it's pretty damn good. Certainly the best fan film I have seen since Prelude to Axanar. So I would strongly recommend you guys check it out when you can. Okay, so we got our dear bops now. Yes, MomOPrey. Yes, I will turn off the camera so MomOPrey can go behind me. I'll put the camera back on a little bit. So we'll do dear bop. Okay, camera's off, MomOPrey. Actually, I should take my pill too. So you know what, guys? I will be right back before we do Dear Bob. I'm going to go to a second commercial, and then we will do Dear Bob.
Competitive edge with the Apple rebate sale. Purchase a qualifying Apple system now and get cash back. Buy the Apple IIgs for only $549 after Apple rebate, or the Apple IIc for only $549 after rebate, or the powerful Macintosh Plus for only $1,449 after Apple rebate. Hurry in to your nearest computer factory store for their lowest prices of the year on Apple. Plenty of stock on hand at all computer factory locations.
When that sun breaks out, lift up your head and shout, it's gonna be a great day.
Kellogg's waits for you, that spirit comes shining through, promising you a great day. How could you think of starting this bright new morning without your K-double-L? Oh, it's double good with Kellogg's, you'll have a great day.
Kellogg's has been making great days for more people for more years with more cereals than anyone. Corn Flakes, Rice Krispies, Frosted Flakes, Product 19. Trust your mornings to Kellogg's.
Very best part of starting your bright new morning is Kellogg's way. It's not far away. Kellogg's will help you say there's gonna be a great, we're gonna see a great, it's gonna be a great day.
Break free and feel. Feel how splendid you are with the fragrance created by Gloria Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt, a rich, expressive fragrance that reveals to the world just how splendid you are. Vanderbilt, let it release the splendor of you. Vanderbilt.
We know you. Let it rain, you say to her. We'll have a wonderful day. And you pour the Almaden. Almaden Chenin Blanc. Fragrant, fresh, delicate. It's one of your favorites. We know the wine you like because we've been making wine longer than any other California winery. We know you. We make your wine.
Time takes you beyond the news.
Time flies and you are there. Time cries and lets you care. You understand the world we share.
This week, Time helps you understand the spoils of war. the diplomatic and human costs of victory in Lebanon and the Falklands.
Read time and understand.
Get a little closer. Now don't be shy. You can get a little closer with Arid Extra Dry.
Only Arid has a patent on this formula that fights wetness.
Arid Extra Dry.
Spray stops odor better.
I need some more.
A new baby fresh scent. It smells,
Get a little closer with the baby fresh scent of Arid Extra Dry.
Arid fights wetness and odor.
Baby fresh.
Baby fresh scent.
That's what you want to smell in your significant other, is baby fresh. Okay, sorry about that, guys. We are back. Darth Maul's Bird of Prey, can you tell us the story of your first orphan? You know what? Maybe after Dear Bop, Darth Maul. Let's get some Dear Bops going. Robert Rose Jr. says STD is the worst fan film ever. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. Okay. Dear Bop. Oh, this is not Dear Bop. What the hell is this? This is spam again. Is this spam? I'm not gonna go to that site. Fuck. I thought I fixed the spam. Let's go to Google Translate. Translate. It's not Italian, the tech language. Strive not to achieve success, but to ensure that your life has meaning. Yeah, I don't think that's legit Dear Bop. Son of a bitch. Okay, well, spam is back. The spam is back. For those who don't remember, we used to get a lot of spam in Dear Bop until I had to code in some Google reCAPTCHA. That's the first spam that's made it through in months. Dear Bop, I'm in the market for a 3D printer, and I see the Anycubic Mega Zero 3D printer is only $109. For the money, I am strongly considering this to enter into the hobby. Do you know anything about this? Would you buy this? Would you buy this for me? 409. It's my formula. No, I don't know anything about 3D printing, particularly, except what I've heard from Anti-Trekker. I have no idea about what this particular Mega Zero 3D printer is. And to be completely honest, no, I probably wouldn't buy it. $109. It's way too cheap for a 3D printer, which means A, it either completely sucks, or B, they charge an outrageous amount for the cartridges or whatever, the refills, or both. Remember, one of the common things that inkjet printer makers would do would be they'd sell the printer super cheap because they were the only ones that could sell the ink for it. And they would sell the ink at absorbent prices. So I'm sure some 3D printer makers have decided, hey, that's a viable business model. And they get the printer down to as low as can be, but then they make sure that only their refills will work. And so you're stuck paying, it costs more to refill it with ink than it costs to purchase the printer. Whatever you call 3D printer ink. So filament. So I would stay away. Honestly, that's too cheap. That is either going to be a ridiculously bad, ridiculously small, or ridiculously expensive printer to operate. To be honest, even a $500 3D printer, after seeing all the work Anti-Trekker has to put in to print something, it has poisoned the 3D printer well for me. I don't think I'm going to look at 3D printer tech for another 5 or 10 years. I had no idea that there was so much waste and so much physical work that needs to be done after your 3D print was done. I mean, you see all these great things. Oh, this was 3D printed. And naive me, they're like, oh, you put it in, it comes out. It's like a replicator. Bullshit. That's not a replicator. It's just a trash maker. I am far from, I do not want a 3D printer yet. Maybe in 5 or 10 years when they can actually print something and clean it and make it look nice all in one step. It's not for me, but honestly, if you're really looking for 3D printer assistance, you probably want to ask Anti-Tracker on one of his streams. As for will I buy it for you? No. Sorry. But feel free to ask again tomorrow, next year, Bop. Maybe I'll have won the lottery. Space kissing her. Qapla space kissing her. Says BedLife, I posted Dear Bop compliment in off-topic Discord. Complaint in off-topic Discord. Oh, space kissing her. Okay, well, I will see. I can't get to Discord this second. Feel free to repost the complaint here. Carlo Albanese says, BedLife, you can only have spam on Sunday, and it must be out of date. I almost got MomOPrey to give me the spam last time, but she saw right through. She asked me, she's like, are you going to eat it? And I said, yes. And she's like, then no. Like, son of a bitch. So close, Carlo. Dear Bop, Emperor Zoltar here. I'm looking at the camera like it's on, but MomOPrey came back in so I can turn the camera back on so my adoring public can see me. Dear Bob, Emperor Zoltar here. Greetings from the Galactic Union of M-Class planets. Take us to your leader. Oh, wait, never mind. I don't know if that was a bird joke or a Trump joke or a Biden joke, but I don't like it. I don't like it. Dear Bob, why would you ask? No, soft putty. No. Bad soft putty. Dear Bob, hello, Joe. Joe here. I wanted to thank you for your continued support. You have been one of the diehards who have been behind Kamala and my efforts to take over the U.S. I mean, lead the U.S. We are so excited to get things moving in the right direction. Started in January, I know that you will be there to root us on as we take things to the next level. As a sign of gratitude, we are sending Hunter over to your house to bring you some inhalable goodies. See you in 2021. Love, Big Joe, and love Big Joe B. Wow, I gotta say, now that he's won, Joe Biden certainly sounds far more presidential than he used to. He used to forget his words, forget his name, forget he was typing an email, sprout off something about super chat number 22. Man, this is a whole different Biden we've got here. Assuming it is Biden, which, you know, he didn't technically say it was Biden. But I implore you, Joe B., do not send Hunter. I don't think him and I would get along. Now, if he wants to bring me a new laptop, or even an old laptop that's broken, then yeah, sure, you can send him to my way. But I don't need any inhalable goodies. If he wants to come and spend some of that sweet Ukrainian Chinese money, you know, Anti-Tracker's not the only one who wants the money. Don't worry, I'll repatriate the money back to American businesses. Darth Maul says, Bird wants to 3D print his own trash, but with the ecology in mind. Ironically, he's polluting the environment. Dear Bop, I have a severe rash on my testicles. That's Dr. Evil on my testicles. I have a severe rash on my testicles and wondered what you might do. I would probably get a cream. I have to admit that I did enjoy some one-on-one time with Kamala, and she is likely the one who gave me this outbreak. I should have used protection. but how the heck do you protect the family jewels? Saran wrap. At any rate, I only spent one night with the VP-to-be, so not sure how this could have happened. More about the rash. It shows up as purple pimples and itches like crazy. I tried some old remedies, like using the splash of my own urine, but they don't seem to work. Any thoughts would be greatly appreciated, and thank you so much for being a devout supporter of my dad, Hunter Biden. Hunter, you can't use your own urine. You got to use the leprechaun urine. So you're gonna have to fly to Ireland and find yourself a genuine leprechaun. It's the only cure. And Joe Biden donated $1. Thank you, Joe Biden. And he says, I won what? Keep voting, people. Soon I will have more votes than the population of all 13 states, number 22. See, that's the Joe Biden I know. I don't know who that other guy was. And Hunter, yeah, Hunter, next time, if you're with somebody who you can't be particularly sure, it's always better to put a piece of saran wrap there to extend the coverage, assuming you're practicing safe anyway. They'll be questioning, like, what's the saran wrap for? Don't worry, just tell them you're not paying them to ask questions. Oh, wait. Anyway, dear Bob, I'm a woman and have a big nose. I understand that you enjoy big noses, and I have a nice honker for you. I can't wait to meet and smell you and spend some time so you can gaze upon my big snout. See you soon, Barbara Streisand. Oh, God, no. Oh, God, no, Miss Streisand. Thank you, but no, thank you. Yeah, Sassy. No, if you see Barbara Streisand, bark. Keep her away. Yep, Sassy is on the job. Barbara Streisand went to Erasmus High School. Oh, she was in Brooklyn. She was a Brooklyn girl. Dear Bob, you've admitted to many strange fetishes over the years, but why do you find cankles attractive on a woman? We all know that big girls need love too, but cankles. Soft, God damn you, soft putty. But at least that didn't have anything to do with rock solid. I never said I like cankles on my women. That is fake news. Dear Bob, what's the best girly magazine out there? I'm asking as I want to pose in the best one. As my daddy says, I have a great, oh my God, I have a great body. So do you think Hustler, Penthouse, Playboy? Right now, I'm going to get age restricted. I'm looking to you as I know you enjoy all these fine publications. And a name I'm not going to say because, yes, it's clearly a fake name. Truth be told, I've never purchased any of those. Now, we did have some Playboys at work because we had a coworker appear in the magazine, but I actually never had to purchase them. I hear the articles are great, but to be honest, I've never read the articles. And I would think that by today, I think the era of the adult magazine has long since ended. So I would suggest you get like a tablet or something and just find your sites online. Don't worry. In fact, you use your own web camera and you can just upload it yourself. You don't have to go to a magazine at all. Cut out the middleman and just just get an OnlyFans account, and it's direct to the fans. Or so I'm told. Dear Bop, Governor Andrew Cuomo here. Oh, shit. I'm just checking in with you to remind you that you won't be having more than 10 people in your house for Thanksgiving, right? I think it's only fair to let you know that we have cameras focused on everyone's front door to monitor the people going in and out of each residence. Just so you know, we are setting up camps at local Walmarts to detain those who don't comply. So there you are, fair warning. Thank you for your attention in this matter, Andy. I might not mind going to my local Walmart, but no, you don't have to worry, Governor Cuomo. Alas, we will not have more than 10 people here for Thanksgiving. In fact, it's unlikely we'll have more than 2 people here for Thanksgiving and Sassy. SisOPrey and NephewOPrey may or may not even come on Thanksgiving Day. But we'll see. Certainly not going to be a big thing for us. Then again, we have not had a big Thanksgiving in many years. And I'll be honest, I don't miss it this year. I don't miss it. I'll probably miss it next year, but I'm not going to miss it this year. Jeff Franklin, Qapla, Jeff Franklin, who's made it. And wait, didn't you have a second job to go to, Jeff Franklin? Good to see you, Jeff. We were just finishing with the Dear Bops. So thank you for those who sent Dear Bops. I don't think there was any actual questions I helped people with today. So I'm kind of sorry if anybody had actual questions for help. You can try again for Monday. No, for Friday. Friday's BedLife. We'll do Dear Bops again. The story of the first orphan. It's not a particularly long story, so I figured if you guys want to know, I'll tell you. It goes back to, I think it was the early 80s. Early 80s, I was still a kid, right? And in fact, MomOPrey doesn't even know this story. But I was a kid, and I had no friends, really. I had like one friend, maybe 2. But I was all alone, and we were up in the Adirondacks, and I was out in the back, a little bit, probably a little too far than I should have been from the house. So I was out of direct view of either of my parents. And SisOPrey was probably sleeping or something. And there was this strange light in the sky, and there was this rustling in the bushes. So I went over, and there was this really weird-looking orphan. He had like a brown, grayish skin, a big head with big eyes, and a really thin neck, and a short body, and 3 fingers, I think, on each hand, and one of the fingers would light up. And he came to me, and he said, "No home, no home." And I realized at that point that he was an orphan. He had no home. So being a nice kid, I said, you can have our home. You can share our home. So I took him, I hid him in my closet behind a bunch of stuffed animals, and I would feed him food. That's why when I would eat dinner, I'd always order like 5 times as much. I'd eat 4 times as much, but then save 1 meal for the orphan. I didn't know what to name him, so I named him A.T. So A.T. used to live in my closet. I'd give him some scraps of food, and he would always yell when I'd open the door. He'd go, "No home, no home." I'm like, "I know you have no home, A.T. But you have a home here in my closet, so you should be happy." It was like, "Oh, no home, no home." And like at night, he'd be going, no home, no home. He'd be lighting up the fucking room. And I was like, this isn't going to work out. So I asked MomOPrey one Christmas for a shovel, and a well digging shovel, which is you put it in, you pick it up, so it lets you dig pretty quickly. So I dug a little bit of a hole, and I took AT, the orphan, and I put him in the hole, and I gave him the shovel, and I said, home, down. And he said, home? I said, yeah, home, down. He said, no, home. I was like, no, you have a home, it's down. And he started digging. And the next morning, I came, and he had dug down, I don't know, 300, 400, 500 meters. And I said, okay, now you bring out, and I pointed to various ores, of which uranium was one. I said, now you bring this out. And he said, home, home. I said, no home, no home, till you bring out the uranium. And he worked the mines. He was the first miner. And he worked it for about, I don't know, 15 or 20 years. I got older. I went to college. I finished college. I started working. I kind of got so busy, I kind of forgot about him. So it wasn't until like, I don't know, 2006 or 2007, I was like, shit, I better check up on him. And I went to where the old mine was, and apparently it had collapsed. And I don't know. Honestly, I never found out what happened to old AT, if he ever made it home. I like to think he did. But I just I kind of covered what was left of the hole with some rocks, and never told anybody about it until now. So yeah, I don't know if old AT ever found his home or not, but I'd like to think he did. In the meantime, he did produce the first uranium mining from an orphan, and it's what gave me the whole idea that, listen, if one orphan could mine 1 pound of uranium in 1 year, then 1 million orphans could mine 1 million pounds of uranium in 1 year. And so hence why Caroga got into the orphan business. A couple of times those lights have come back in the sky, and I've seen some rustling in the bushes, and I run over to see if there was anybody there, but they always disappear before I could get to them. That's the story of the first orphan. Any resemblance to any real or fictional other story is completely coincidental. Let's see. Jeff Franklin says, you just stopping in to say hello and give you a like. Oh, thank you, Jeff Franklin. Marcus Gallagher says, dang, I forgot that Thanksgiving was coming. 2020 is getting me down. Fall is always hard for me. I hear you, Marcus. MomOPrey hates fall, but she hates winter even more. But she hates fall because it's a reminder that winter is coming. Josh Street says, I got here to do more Dear Bops. I just got here to do more Dear Bops. Well, that'll be for next week. Lucas says, when did Anti-Trigger come out of the closet? Oh, my closet. I don't know. This would have been about, I'd say 1982. Carlo is laughing. He says, hail, Caroga. And Joseph Patrick says, I like wrestling in the bushes. if they were trimmed. Wow. So you see, you're trying to make my channel into a channel of smut. Smut channel. Great. Great. So I gotta check Discord. I'm gonna check Discord because there's a complaint, supposedly, about Dear Bop. Why would anybody complain about Dear Bop? I can't imagine. But Discord, the main section. Wow. T-Berg, what the hell did you build? Space Kissing Her says, Dear Bob, why did you make horse throw shoe? I have no idea what that question is. Space Kissinger. Let me copy the link. Dear Bob, why you make horse throw shoe? Why you make horse throw shoe? Maybe somebody could explain this one to me. This is the picture and says, why did you make horse throw shoe? I literally have no idea what is going on. It is a crane. MomOPrey. It looks like a crane. If you're watching, you'll see it on your computer. It looks like a crane. There's I don't know. It looks like maybe it's missing some wheels in its tracks. I have no idea. I'm sorry. Mike Richards says, and he tunneled his way to Tennessee. That's probably what happened. Marcus Gallagher says, I tried using Discord and it just gives me some weird Java error page. Well, try downloading the app. I don't use it through the web browser. Oh, the track came off while he was listening. Resident Germs says he already has a smut channel. It's a BedLife 5XXX channel. And Space Kissing Her says, because the track came off while I was listening. Oh, so it's my fault. It's my fault that the track came off. I gotcha. Shit. Sorry to hear that, Space Kissing Her. But hey, looks like fun. I don't get to use a commercial industrial piece of equipment like that anymore. I hope you get it fixed post haste. Post haste. I guess with that, guys, I think we're going to call it a Monday. For a Monday, it hasn't been that bad of a Monday. Monday. Let's see. What's our official time here? Usually it tells me how long I've been streaming. Oh, 2 hours and 9 minutes. Okay, we can put that in the books as a safe time. Tunneled SP, says Mike Richard. Yes, he tunneled his way. AT tunneled his way to Tennessee. That's very possible. Although I'll be honest, if you're thinking that AT means anti-tracker, I can assure you the orphan I saw in the woods those many years ago looked nothing like anti-tracker. Now, he could have had cosmetic surgery, I suppose, but he definitely didn't appear to look like anti-tracker. Oh, Tuesday. Yosef, thank you. I know you're saying it's Tuesday for you. Tomorrow, though, Tuesday, will be a channel member stream for the Carogan citizens and above. It will be an afternoon stream. I'm not exactly sure the time. I will put up a, I'll put out an update for channel members who are eligible to watch. Those will be Carogan citizens and above. As to what time it'll be, probably closer to 4 in the afternoon or something. I don't know how many people might show up. Last time I did the stream, we had one person show up. Now we've got several more members who are citizens or higher. So I don't know if we'll see more people or not, but I am obligated to do so. I'm happy to do so. If people want me to do it, I definitely will do it. I've got no problem. So we will try it tomorrow afternoon. If you are a Caroga citizen or above, keep an eye out. And if it doesn't go well or it doesn't go long, and if I have the time afterwards, then we'll probably end that stream and go into just a general open line Tuesday stream. So keep an eye out for that. Yeah. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Qapla all, thank you all for coming. And yeah, Anti-Tracker is far too hairy to be that orphan. Now, he could have got Rogaine. It could have worked better for him than it did for me. Qapla all. Deej, if you ever see this, wearing your shirt. Second time, I think you've missed me wearing your shirt. But it's a comfortable shirt. I'm gonna say it's a comfortable shirt. Qapla all, bird out. Thank you all for watching my video. Please remember to comment, like, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that bell icon. Without it, you won't get notifications of new videos. Check out BedOPrey5.com, the new home of everything BedOPrey 5 on the web. You can also check out my forum at juot.net. I'm also on social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Gab. If you'd like to make a donation, check out paypal.me/BedOPrey5 or on BedOPrey5.com. Take care.